Welcome to the ESL Open Cup number 9 on the EU server. In the bottom right corner, as the Red Zerg, it's young Yakov. And in the top left, playing for Team Liquid, it's the little one. ZVZ! I'm pretty excited. TLO always has inventive ways to take on his opponents in this matchup. Let's see how young Yakov fares against him. You're just tuning in for the ESL Open. I'm your caster today, Renegade. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to get into these games. This tournament started out in the round of 128. We are here in the round of 64. We showed up a little bit late, don't tell anyone, to finish off our previous tournament, but we're here now. And there are plenty of games to go around. It's always a joy to cast TLO, young Yakov, pretty good competitor himself. I do favor the little one, but I think Yakov can take him down. Young Yakov just ahead a single worker. Both players going to drop a 236 third. TLO just gonna check the top of the ramp, and he's seen all the information he needs. He sees the Baneling Nest, he sees the Lings, he sees the third. Those are all pieces of a puzzle he can put together. He knows at worst he's going to be facing Ling Bane aggression. There's no Roaches, no Spire on the way for now. This Overlord will get picked off, which is really unfortunate. TLO going to be supply blocked for now. Yakov morphing Banelings at the front. TLO with some defensive Banelings, but he's definitely behind in the numbers here. 22 army supply to 15. If TLO can get some nice Baneling hits off, though, this entire equation could change. And he does still have the worker lead, so very careful maneuvering here from both players. Yakov still has some numbers, but Banelings are very volatile. Single misstep from either player could be dramatic. TLO loses 2 of his Banelings. Needs a great hit, and he gets one. The little one holds for now. He should get the kill on this Overlord as well. It's not going to supply block Yakov, though. TLO still about 7 workers ahead. Even with the drones popping, he's still going to maintain that lead. It's going to be Overlord speed from Yakov, Roachworn from TLO. Now, going into the mid game here, Yakov did not get enough damage done. He spent his larva on these very high larva cost units, which are the Ling Bane. In TLO, defended with a smaller but more larva efficient force, able to sneak out more drones. So going into the Roach phase of this game, TLO is going to be quite a bit favored here. There's Yakov's Roach Warren going down much later than TLO's. The Lair going to be much later as well. TLO also getting earlier +1. These are all factors that, you know, once we get to the 7.5, 8 minute mark, are going to start weighing in the Blue Zerg's favor. Two gigantic Baneling connections here. It is going to leave the Roaches a little bit exposed, but TLO can actually afford to lose these now. The workers have evened up a little bit, but TLO so far ahead in the army supply, so far ahead in upgrades, going to have Roach speed in just a matter of seconds, as well as +1. He can get ready to push in once again, and he can both outmaneuver and out-DPS Roaches of young Yakov if he wants to. Yakov loses an Overlord as well, which is going to supply block him. Alright, TLO going to try and get into a concave position here. He is going to achieve that goal. It's very slight, but he is able to. However, I think Yakov has the numbers to run him away. Indeed, he does. Taking a look at the units lost, 3,400 for TLO, 4,400 for Yakov. A lot of that in the very efficient early defense in the early game. Low larva cost on the queens, and, you know, making good use of his banelings against the forces of Yakov. That's going to land us where we are now. Carapace and +2 going to be finishing up before Yakov can get +2 on the field. TLO is going to push in here, but I don't think he needs to engage. That was the world's shortest Roach drop. Ooh, some great files connect here for Yakov, but is it going to be enough? TLO did engage before +2 finished. Still a couple seconds away, but it is going to be enough to overrun Yakov here. Top left of Simulacrum, that's the red Zerg. It's the little one. And in the bottom right, that's the blue Zerg. It's young Yakov. TLO up 1-0 in the best of 3. Yakov unable to best TLO at any stage of the game. The Lingbane, TLO traded more efficiently, using queens instead of the high larva cost lings as much as possible. Transitioning into Roach, getting the quicker upgrades, and just with a killer instinct for when to move in. He had one attack that didn't go so well, but, you know, was brave enough to disengage and go, okay, alright, I lost here, and I'm going to live to fight another day when I have the advantage. Pool, almost halfway done. Both players. Mirror builds so far. An interesting thing to note. TLO keeping his second Overlord back. It's a little bit curious. He will see that his opponent's second Overlord has moved across the map. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. He's going to move that to the third now. TLO sees the drone go out. Yakov sees the drone go out. Both players are going to take a third. Exact same second, the 237 mark. Alright, young Yakov will sneak a full scout. TLO's base, TLO doing much the same on the other side of the map, but oh, okay, he's not going to be able to save the lings. Rip! Almost identical builds on both sides. TLO going for the earlier Roach Warren, while Yakov going for an earlier +1.
Game paused.
Uh-oh. So much for building tension. Okay, yeah. This can be a little bit tilting, but it doesn't seem like there's anything super important going down for either player. Let's take a look at the situation. So, Rich Speed started up here for TLO. Roach Warren about to finish here for young Yakov. No supply blocks incoming very quickly for either player. Yeah, no, it seems like this is a good state to pause the game. There's a bunch of stuff that's like about to happen, but there's a couple seconds before it happens, and the players can prepare. You know, Yakov can prepare to start making his roaches or start up roach speed. TLO can prepare to make his overlords, whatever. It's not too much for them to grasp onto. There are pauses where it's like, I needed to send my SCV out to build 5 supply depots, and I didn't do it. Oh. This isn't one of those cases, no major battles going on, so it shouldn't affect the outcome of the game too badly.
Game resumed.
Yep, everyone's doing everything they need to do. It seems neither player had their rhythm disrupted here. Okay, so TLO going for a Spire play. Yakov waiting to move out. You know, he spent a lot of larva saturating the third. TLO knows about it, and I think the Spire play really is going to pay off for the little one. Yakov could just flood roaches from here and go on the attack, but he hasn't so far. TLO is going to have some defensive roaches of his own. Speed and +1 are finishing up. Speed ahead of his opponent, +1 of course behind, but it's not going to matter anymore because Yakov hasn't taken any engagements, but Yakov's going to take a 4th. He really... Has he seen the Spire? No. He needs to make an Overseer and drop a Changeling or something, because... Otherwise, he dead. Like, he's super dead. 7 Muta on the way for TLO. Roach is going to hit the 3rd. And Yakov's going to be caught completely unaware. Now, Yakov can counter with his superior roaches and just try to get as much damage done as possible, while the Muta try to DPS them down, which of course will take a long time. But there's so many Overlords on the field that are just going to go down here. And that's exactly what Yakov's going to do. It's going to move across as the Muta try to pick them off, but you can see how long they took to kill just one Roach. Now, TLO should know that this is the direct counter to his build, so he has a lot of Roaches remaining at home for defense while he pokes out with some more Roaches. However, Yakov also has Roaches at home for defense here. TLO, evac the drones. No! Oh, wow. Yakov let the drones slide by. He was on move command there. TLO holds in the nat. Yakov split his forces into too many groups. This is beautiful from TLO, coming in from behind with the concave. And just like that, Yakov's army supply plummets. GG is called. TLO